So today we'll learn the reflection diagram, and in the last class, if you remember, that we learned about the transient behavior of the transmission line, and particularly we have seen at different time intervals that how the wave inside the transmission line is traveling. Correct. So the thing is, like today we'll see these things by using the reflection diagram. What is that? I'll explain these things. So, reflection diagram, just a minute. Okay, so here you can see this is again a transmission line, and we connected with the switch, source resistor, DC supply. So at a certain time, at a particular time, the switch will be closed, and we have to observe the behavior. So the bounce diagram, we are saying the reflection diagram or the bounce diagram. Both the terms are very common in the textbook. You will find both the things. So this is the common dispersion this bounce diagram or reflection diagrams look like. And the reason is that because the phenomena inside the transmission line is really very complex when you you have the mismatch both the side, means at the source side and the load side. So multiple reflections are happen, and due to this there is a different uh, kind of you can say like the behavior inside the transmission line, the wave behavior in the transmission line. So we'll try to study today these things, and I'll try to explain these things. So reflection diagram or bounce diagram. So here what we'll do, that step-by-step construction and calculation procedure of the voltage and current at a particular time and location on transmission line with, let's say, arbitrary loads. Particularly here we're talking about the resistive load. So these things we'll try to observe that the phenomena is really very tedious, and we'll try to see in a simple way by using of the reflection diagram. So as we know, the wave gets reflected from source and the load if both the ends are mismatched. We have seen in the last class also, and we develop certain relations as well. We found the steady state situation as well, and particularly we derived a formula, if you remember, correct? So what is the use actually? We need to understand why we are learning these things. The reflection diagram actually can be used to determine the voltage distribution along the line at any specified time, and any specified time means if you want, let's say the things are happening inside the transmission line, and at a particular time instance you want to see the wave behavior inside the transmission line, so you can plot actually. And on the other hand, this could be also done that we can determine the time variation along any location of the transmission line. So at particular fixed location, we can also plot these things, and we can find the behavior inside the transmission line. So it's really very helpful actually. If you'll find, it's really very helpful. So Let me draw here uh, that common circuit diagram, what we have seen in last class was as well. So this was a very simple circuit we have seen many times, and this is a transmission line. This is particular transmission line, and we are going to connect this thing, and it is connected with resistive load. Fine. Now the thing is, if you supposed to ask that resistive load we are doing, but in practice actually we'll be having the capacitive or inductive kind of complex load. So how we'll handle? I'll tell you these things. First, we need to build a uh, base actually, that how we can draw this kind of diagram, how we can analyze, and then we'll switch our discussion over for complex loads. Fine. So we need to understand step by step, otherwise it will be mixed. So first we'll do for resistive load. Fine. So this is one of the very simple circuit by which we can analyze. Even in a circuit theory, we solved many times this kind of circuit. Correct. But what is special here actually? The special is like that because this R0, RG and RL are not equal. So this creates a problem actually. And we want to actually find out the solution, that how we can analyze in a simple way these things. Because all the time deriving something and calculating is will not serve the purpose. Correct. So let us draw something here, and I'll try to explain them. Just a minute. Let me choose some new color. So I'm making one axis here. This is a time axis. Fine. And this is along the length of the transmission line. Let's say Z. Fine. T and Z. Okay. And assume that the transmission length is L. So I mark here this L. This is 0, and this is the whole transmission length. Fine. Because the area of interest is the along the length of the transmission line. Fine. So let us mark actually. Fine. Let us mark on vertical line again here over the Z is equal L location. Now I'll draw some of the things, like we already aware that if this is a transmission line and the length is L, so the wave impinges from this point and reaches to this point, correct? It will cover this distance in time capital T. This is one time period. Fine. So we can calculate these things. We have the distance, we have the mu u 1 upon under root LC. So we can find it out, these things. Correct. There is no big issue with this to finding out the time. So let us represent in a graphical way so that we could understand properly. So let us mark over here. Fine. So I'm marking, this is T. Fine. This is again a time. This is time axis. Fine. This is again a time axis, and here let's say this is 2T. Then you can understand like that that this particular thing is a source side and this is a load side. Fine. Okay. And this is 3T. This is 4T. And up so on. It's keep going on. Fine. So for first time period, when you launch the wave from the source side, it will reach after T time, capital T time, to the load side. Fine. So we can make like this. Fine. So direction is this. Fine. It's going to the load side. Now because there is a RL is there. Fine. And it is not equal to the R0. So what will happen? It will experience a mismatch. The impedance change. So what will happen? the things will be reflected back. The wave will be reflected back, some of the portion reflected back, and it reaches to the, again, source side, and the total time will be 2t. So that is why I mark over the 2t here. Fine. So this is 2t. Fine. I hope you are getting this thing. This is not a very tedious thing, but just we need to visualize the thing. Why we are doing, I'll let you know that these kind of things, because we have to find it out, the voltage distribution at any specific time, or or at any location over the transmission line. Fine. Now what will happen when it reaches to the source side? It finds that RG is there. Again, there is a mismatch in impedance, and it will reflect back. And after 3t, it will again reaches to load side, some portion. I'm not saying that exactly all the things are reflecting, because due to this mismatch, it will take some of the magnitude and it will travel back and forth. Fine. Now the same thing will happen, and it will reaches to again here 4t. Fine. And so on. So let's leave these things like that. Okay. Now the thing is, like, we can mark some of the things what we know actually, and let us mark down some voltage over here. So definitely I can mark this is first time it launches and reaches to the load. So let us mark V1 plus. It is, I think, okay. And when it reflects back from the load, it will get multiplied with the gamma L. What is gamma L? This is reflection coefficient. So the reflected wave magnitude will be gamma L V1 plus. Fine. And when reaches to the source, again it get multiplied with the gamma G, which is a source reflection coefficient, and the overall things would be gamma G, gamma L, V1 plus. Fine. And it's keep going on. Fine. It's keep going on. Gamma G, gamma L, V1 plus. And the last one we can do gamma G square, gamma L square. These terms are sufficient to make some conclusion. Otherwise, you can take more number of terms as well. Fine. Now, what is next actually? So if I ask you the slope, what is the slope of these things? Is 1 upon mu, 1 upon, sorry, u, correct, these things. The slope is 1 upon u, and u is 1 upon under root LC. Fine. So this is, and if I ask you the slope of this gamma L V1 plus, it's just 1 upon u, but with a negative sign, means minus 1 upon u. Fine. So in this way, like we drawn here these things. Okay. So now the thing is how we will find some outcome. So suppose, let's say we wish to know the voltage distribution along the line at some time interval. Let's say between 3 to 340. So what we'll do actually, before doing these things, we need to do certain things in this diagram, and I'm drawing over here. Please check. So let me choose some new color so we can differentiate easily. Okay. So let us say that at any locations, fine, at Z1, fine, over the transmission line, any location. Let's say if your transmission line length is 3 meters, fine, you can mark over 1.6 or 1.7 meters arbitrary location where you want to wish to calculate all those things. Fine. So what we will do actually, what we will do, we have to mark a vertical line. Sorry. We have to mark a vertical line. Fine. And what we will see here, it will touches to different waves actually, wavelines. Fine. And one more thing we can do here, that we can make a horizontal line, and let's mark as T1. Similarly here at this location T2, and at this location T3, fine, and like that T4. Just to have the idea that at a particular location, at what time we want to observe the things. That's all actually, not a very new thing. Fine. So we need to do these things. Fine. Let me remove this thing so that we'll have some space. So I'll do over here only. Fine. I'm removing this thing. I hope you are noting down all the things. Fine. Okay. So let's carry out the discussion what we started. That let's say if you want to know the voltage distribution, huh? Like let's take an arbitrary situation. Fine. So to know, I'm writing here, to know the voltage distribution along the line at T is equal T4. Fine. It means what? It falls T in between where 3T less than T4 less than 4T. Fine. Okay. So you can see here that this vertical line, correct, cuts the axis at different locations. So let's mark here. Let it call as P1. This is P2. This is P3. This is P4, and this is P5. Fine. So now we have some points actually. Now the thing is, we can draw the horizontal lines as I told you. These things. Fine. So this point T4 actually is the point of the interest, and what we need to do, that we can find out the total voltage waves. Fine. Like if I write here 0 to less than z1 in for this things, so Vt will be V1 plus V1 minus plus V2 plus. Fine. So what is that? This is below Z1 and up to distance Z1. Fine. So we can also write in terms of V1 plus only, and this would be 1 plus gamma L plus gamma G and gamma L. Fine. And can we write down the things for Z1 less than Z? Sorry. I'm saying that Z1 less than Z less than L. Fine. So this will be Vt is equal to V1 plus V1 minus plus V2 plus V2 minus. And same could be we can write as V1 plus 1 plus gamma L, gamma G, gamma L square, gamma G. Fine. Now here if you see actually on what basis I have written like that. So if you find this particular thing between 0 to T Z1, so what you will find that initially the wave will initiated from the source side and reaches to T, then it reflected back, fine, okay, then again it reaches to here 3T like that, fine, and because we are here interested at up to t is equal t4, fine. So we'll calculate these things, v1 plus gamma L, these things and this one, fine. Because when it is get reflected from 3t, so the thing is, because here we are just uh, considering that at time t4, fine. So up to t4 it will reaches to here, means between 0 to z1, only three lines or three wavelengths we have to consider, whereas between z1 to l, so what will happen, these things v1 plus, then these things, then gamma g gamma l v1 plus, and this whole thing we have to consider, because after these things, this t4 is t4, below t4 these things will be coming, that is why we are considering v2 minus as well. So this is actually the logic, fine, of finding the things. Okay, now let us do here, uh, try to understand these things, that the voltage variation as a function of time at any location, fine. So this time what we'll do at let's say at z1 location, we want to see the time, with the time the things, how the things are varying actually, fine. So I think I should remove these things so that I can do here only, otherwise I need have to draw it again, fine. So what I'm saying here now, we will do the voltage variation as the function of time at z is equal z1, fine. Earlier what we did at time actually t4, fine. Now at particular location we will analyze with respect to the time, fine. So the thing is, like we already marked all the things t1 t2 t4 t4 t5, all those things, so it will help. So these are the time locations actually, correct. uh, we can record at this location, fine. So let us make a table actually, it will then you can visualize properly. So what we'll do, we'll consider some time ranges, voltage and voltage discontinuity, fine. Like when I say the discontinuity, like earlier we have seen, like if I plot the things, so I'll plot like v the function of z comma t4. So t4 will provide me a discontinuity, because at a particular these things we are analyzing, at particular time we are analyzing the things, but here at location we are analyzing the things, fine. So let us make a table here, fine, and we'll analyze where is the, what is the voltage, what is the discontinuity, and all those things. So fine. So here we'll write the time range, and this is voltage wave, and this is voltage discontinuity, fine. Now if I consider the time 0 to t1 only, fine, this time 0 to t1, let us try to understand step by step, this is really very important, fine. So what is t1? T1 is z1 over u, fine. T1 is, what is T1? T1 is z1, this distance divided by the velocity, which is u, under root 1 upon under root LC, fine. I hope you can manage these things. Huh? So at this time, if you see, the voltage wave will be 0. The voltage wave will be 0 and the discontinuity will be 0. Means why this is 0? Because the wave does not touch at Z1, fine, between 0 to T1, less than T1, fine. That is why these things are coming 0. Now, if I say, if I ask you to find it out between T1 less than T less than T2, this time interval, what will happen? It will reaches to Z1 location, fine, but where is the T2? T2 is this. Means wave will go initially, it will reaches to Z1, then again it will reaches to load, and because we have to find it out the things below T2, so it is not going to touch the source side or this location actually again. So what is the voltage value? V1 plus. Please take care. And what will the discontinuity? The discontinuity is V1 plus at T1. Now, similarly, you can also write T2 less than and equal T is less than T3. In that case, what will happen? That V1 plus, I'm applying the same logic, what I told to you, V1 plus 1 upon 1 plus gamma L. And the discontinuity will be gamma L V1 plus at T2. Fine. Similarly, you can do for other time interval as well. T3 less than T less than T4 and T4 less than equal to T less than, sorry, T5. Fine. So like it will keep going on 1 plus gamma L plus gamma G gamma L, and this will be the V1 plus 1 plus gamma L plus gamma G gamma L plus gamma G gamma L square. And here the discontinuity will be gamma G gamma L V1 plus, fine, at T3. And at here, this will be gamma G gamma L square V1 plus at T4. So the thing is, one can make the table. It would be easy actually. It would be easy to understand. Fine. Now the thing is, if I, let's say, if I ask you to draw the things, fine. So how you will draw at any specific location we already have seen at any particular time how you will do. Fine. So the thing is how we can draw. Let us try to understand. So if you draw these things, so you need to make the excess, okay, what we have seen in a bounce diagram as well, V Z comma T, and this is T. Fine. Now let's just choose some different color for that. Now we have to mark over here the time. Let's say this is T. Okay, this is 2T, this is 3T, 4T, and like that. And let us mark the interim times as well. So this is T1, fine, and this is T2, T3, and then after we have T4, like same what we have seen in the previous the bounce diagram. I'm trying to draw here. Fine. Now what will happen? What we have seen from the table, correct? That between 0 to T1 there is nothing, 0. So that is why this will be 0. And after T1 it will going up, V1 plus. Fine. And it remain V1 plus up to time T2. And then what will happen? Then what will happen? That when it's going further, means beyond T2, after T2, so a step is coming. This is discontinuity. a step is coming of gamma L V1 plus up to where? Up to T3, this point. Then again one small step is coming of gamma G gamma L V1 plus, that the same table actually, fine. And it will keep going on up to small T4, and then again very small step is coming and it reaches to T5, and then again a small step is coming and it is keep going like that, and it will settle down, fine. What we have seen in the last class, the formula, it will settle down. So if I mark this thing, so this will be V1 plus, fine. This value will be gamma L, this is discontinuity V1 plus, and this discontinuity will be gamma G gamma L V1 plus. This will be gamma G gamma L square V1 plus, and this will be what? Gamma G square gamma L square V1 plus, fine. And if I mark these things, this will be V0 by 3, and this is the steady state, these things what we calculated in the last class, if you remember, 3 V0 by 5. So this is the line actually, this is the steady state value, and it is these things always coming less. So if you increase the time, you will be approaching towards the steady state location, fine. So finally I can write here that V is a function of Z1 infinity as 3 naught by 5 or VL, fine. So this state that voltage at T is equal infinity, means this time, fine. So now the thing is, now what we can conclude, try to understand that at particular location, I said at a particular location, what was the location? Location was on the transmission line of length L at Z1. Huh? So at Z1, we are observing this nature at different time intervals, right? Okay. On the other hand, we have already seen that at particular time, that how the wave will behave, correct, in the transmission line, we also have got the idea, fine. So we can also draw that thing, if you remember these things. So this was Vz. Here the time is fixed, fine. Here the time is fixed, and this is Z. Okay, this is, let's say, Z1, and this is L. And what will happen? That at V1 plus, this is the thing, remember? Then what will happen after this reflected from the load? Again, it will attain a value V1 plus 1 plus gamma L. Fine. Then what will happen? Then it will attain a different magnitude, which is V1 after it gets reflected from the source, 1 plus gamma L, gamma G. It's keep going on, fine. So at this time here, this will be the step, and finally you can make like this, fine. Here the gamma L is 1 by 2 and the gamma G is 1 by 3, as per the previous discussion what we made actually in the last class. If you remember, V1 plus is equal V0 by 3. Fine. So now we have the ability here. What ability we have? That we can find the voltage distribution at any specific time or at any specific location. Fine. So the thing is, this could be also true for the current wave as well. Like if I ask you to draw the current reflection diagram or current bounce diagram, you can do in a same manner. But when you are dealing with the current, there will be negative sign. You need to take care. Bit complex. This is just an addition and subtraction only. But the thing is, you need to very careful, because one wrong sign during this process will completely destroy the process. Fine. So we need to very much careful about these things. However, we can write a MATLAB program to understand these things. Just code these all the equations and try to see the real time behavior. Fine. So this is one of the way to visualize the things. Fine. So this is all about the bounce diagram. Particularly, I talked here the uh, voltage reflection diagram or the voltage bounce diagram. Now, what I'm expecting from your side is that you please do for current reflection diagram. Having the same values, gamma L is equal 1 by 2, gamma G is 1 by 3, and V1 plus is V0 by 3. So this is all about correct. And you please try to draw that current distribution along at particular location, let's say Z1 again, and try to draw that graph. This is really very important. So I'm not going to cover these things. I'm expecting that you will be doing, because this is almost same what we performed today. So this is your assignment. You please try to do. And in the next class, we'll see the pulse excitation, and we'll see when the two waves are simultaneously going inside the transmission line, then what will happen. Okay, so this is all about from the bounce diagram, the basic idea. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can discuss with me. Thank you. So the meeting will be ending in